comedy, The Funny Frontier. Join us now on a frightening journey of assorted yucks, chuckles, and chortles. Oh, a word of caution. These men are dangerous. You may die laughing.
Hello, sir. Well, my name's Carl Corkscrew, and this is my brother, Jake.
We're the Corkscrew Brothers. Nice to meet you. I'm Mr. Grayson. Welcome to Personal Evaluation. Please, take a seat.
Hey, these are nice.
Yeah.
Come on,
what are you doing? What are you doing?
We're going to take them on down to the pickup.
No, I mean sit
here.
down. I mean, sit down in the seat. Put it down, Mr. Corkscrew. Put it down.
Oh, well, all right, dude, just make up your mind there.
God, what a view! Oh, you got ants, you know.
Those are people. We're on the 12th floor.
Oh, good thing I didn't spray.
Yeah.
Well, that was lucky, Jake.
Okay, now, what kind of testing are you two interested in?
Well, sir, me and Jake here, we got ourselves a little problem.
Yeah. People think we're dumb.
Done.
Well, you know, stupid.
Yes, I know what the word means, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you want to be tested to see that you really are?
Gosh, he's pretty smart.
Yeah. Well, he's got to be. I mean, he's got his own office.
Okay, we're running a little short on time. I'd like to begin. Now, I have a series of questions here that will help us determine your level of intelligence, you know, both individually and collectively.
Collectively, why would we need to collect anything?
Yeah, unless we was scatterbrained or something.
Shall we begin? Huh? Please? All right, now, this first question is for you, Carl.
Okay.
Okay, now, Carl, are you ready, Carl?
Yes, sir.
All right, now.
Fire away.
Okay, here we go. Carl, if you were stranded on a deserted island.
Yes, sir.
What would you do first? A, build a hut.
Hut.
B, build a boat.
Boat.
C, build a fire.
Fire. Gee. I guess I just watch TV.
No, that's not one of the choices.
Well, could we make it one?
No, you don't have a television set.
We did it before we came here. Let you know something we don't know.
Yeah.
No, I mean you don't have one on the island.
Oh, well, then I'd borrow one.
No, there's no one else on the island.
Well, then I'd just take it. You know,
Of course, he'd give it back if we came home.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
sir.
stop.
I would keep it.
I know. Next question for you, Jake.
Thank you.
Jake, now let's see. Jake, now I give you 5 cookies. Now, if I give you these 5.
What kind?
What?
What kind of cookies?
I don't know. This is all
Could I have
hypothetical.
butterscotch?
No, it doesn't matter what kind.
It's
Mr.
easier for you to say. I'm the one that's got to eat 'em.
Okay, I give you 5 butterscotch cookies. Now I give you these 5
Could I
cookies.
have 6?
What?
6. We'll give one to Carl.
No.
Oh, thanks a lot, buddy. Could you make my chocolate chip
No,
there,
the
Mr.
question here says 5. It says 5.
He's
on the question.
probably keeping the last one for himself.
Okay. I give you 6 cookies, 5 butterscotch, 1 chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I give you these 5 cookies. I take 6.
Cookies.
Okay, 6 cookies. I take. We have be quiet, Mr. Corkscrew.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
This is for Jake. Now, Jake, I give you these 6 cookies. I take 3 back. How many do you have left?
6.
No. I said I'd take 3 back.
No, you don't! When it comes to cookies, Jake here's pretty protective.
All right. Now let's just go on to the next question, please.
What about the cookies?
Oh, your cookies are safe with me, Jake. I've got them right here. Now, Carl, let's pretend you only have 1 day to live.
What are you doing? We're pretending. How'd we do?
Yeah, you did great. Now,
Yeah!
it doesn't count for the test. Now, let's just go on, Carl. Now, you have 1 day to live. What do? A, write a will. B, throw a party. Or C, plant a tree.
D. Prepare to meet my maker.
That's not one of the choices. Will you stick to the test?
It's the only choice if you ask me. Yeah. Let's Don't you believe in God?
No, I don't believe in God.
Well, then where'd everything come from?
Well, believe me, you two are much too ignorant to understand these important, complex matters.
Oh, come on. Hey, give us a chance.
Oh, well, all right. I'll give you a chance. You see, long ago, there was this big bang.
Big Bang. We heard all about that on David Hartman. Sure. There's a big bang and a bunch of squiggly things in the lake turned into fish. Then one day the fish walked out of the lake and grew hair. Then they shaved off the hair and became truck drivers. That about it?
Pretty much.
I hope there ain't another Big Bang, Jake, or we can turn into office furniture.
Okay, got it. Well, we're just going to go on to this last question. It's for you, Jake. Jake, now this last question's for you. Now listen now, Jake. You're standing in front of a table, and on the table is a book of matches and a candle. Now suddenly the lights go out and someone yells, "This is a power failure." What do?
I'd see if the guy who yelled was the guy that stole our TV set. Oh, it's stolen television set! Well, then how come I couldn't watch it on the island? Wait a minute, this is a trick question. How could there be a power failure on an island? Yeah, we got it!
I've never seen anyone like you two. You guys are imbeciles.
We are!
You total idiots.
Oh, wow. Boy, they get those test scores back quick, don't they, Jason?
Okay, that's it. Out! Get out of this! Out of the office! I never want to see you guys again. Out!
Nice meeting you.
Miss Creed, don't let him in here anymore either.
Oh, excuse me. What about our cookies?
I can't take it! I'm jumping!
Oh. Gee. Bet he believes in God now. Hey, wait a minute. He's got our cookies! Come on, Jake!
Probably noticed in recent trips to your local supermarket how many products have the word generic on them. Generic eggs, generic milk, even generic tissue. You don't know where they came from, and you don't care. Why? Because they're cheaper. They're cheaper because you're not paying extra for the name. But what about the phone company? Isn't it about time to have generic phone calls? You bet it is.
Hello?
Hi. You don't know me, but I'm calling from Kankakee, Illinois, and this is costing me practically nothing.
Have you ever just wanted to talk to someone? Well, why call someone you know? It'll cost a fortune. And why? Because you know who they are. You're paying for the name. Call a complete stranger and save.
So, how's the weather in Phoenix?
It's hot. Who is this?
Oh, this is a generic phone call. If I tell you who I am, the rate goes up. So, did you see the news last night?
How did you get my number?
The Generic Phone Company. When you want to talk, and anyone will do. The Generic Phone Company. Reach out and touch someone.
Say, you ever get up to Illinois?
Well, no. But isn't it somewhere near Chicago?
Reach out, call someone you don't know. Dial any number, save yourself some gold. Generic Phone Company.
And now, live, America's foremost audience participation talk show, Montague. And here's your host, Phil Montague.
Thank you. Before we start today's show, I'd like to, if I could, take a survey of the audience here. Could you please indicate, by your applause, which of the following statements you would agree with? First, I feel that I have as much of a sense of humor as the next guy, but with comedy, as with anything else, it has a time and a place. All right. How about the statement, anything for a laugh? All right, I have an advertisement here that's been clipped out of the back of a national tabloid that reads in part, fatal can be fun. Lethal practical jokes performed for reasonable fees. Then there's a number here to call for more information. At the bottom of the ad, it states in bold type, he who laughs last, laughs best. Now meet Mr. Clyde Bowers. Mr. Bowers would have you know that he feels that anything that makes you laugh is funny. And in fact, the more serious the consequences, the funnier the joke. Mr. Bowers is a lethal practical joker. Mr. Bowers, could you tell us a little more about what it is you do?
Glad to, Phil. I, like most people, love a good laugh at other people's expense. Only I make sure it's a good laugh by making sure my fall guy, that's the technical term, that he buys it and buys it big.
All right, so we're talking about what? The banana peel on the sidewalk, the pie in the face.
Exactly, Phil. But this time, let's take that same pie and insert a live hand grenade. Now we're talking funny. Real funny.
All right, so then if I'm hearing you correctly, the difference between you and some regular practical joker is that with you, someone could get hurt. They could die.
No, not could die, got to die. That's really the beauty of it.
Well, I guess that's in the eye of the beholder, but in the meantime, our topic today, lethal practical jokes. Our guest, Mr. Clyde Bowers. We hope you'll stay with us. Now, Clyde, could you give us a few examples of what it is you do?
Glad to, Phil. One of my favorites is the old laughing gas in the diving tank routine, you know? The diver gets down there about 100 feet or so and just laughs himself to death. It's hilarious. Gets all bug-eyed, bubbles everywhere. The fish love it, too. It's a great way to go. Another one's kind of cute is the old nitroglycerin in the whoopee cushion, you know? Boom! Quite an eruption as well as a surprise. You talk about your nuclear waste, Phil.
Yeah, I can imagine that's a problem. But Clyde, do you actually laugh at these things?
Oh, yeah. It's a natural fact. People love to laugh at the misfortunes of others.
But Clyde, why kill people?
Because it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate. Comedy has always been used to put people in their place. And where's their ultimate place? 6 feet under. And that's where I put them.
Well, how do you go about choosing these, targets here?
Well, you know, it's a lot easier than you might think, Phil. Potential victims are everywhere. The rude waitress that won't give you a second cup of coffee, the guy with the Trans Am that takes up 2 parking places, or just some yahoo that insults your intelligence.
But now you would actually kill someone for just one slip-up?
You bet your life, Phil.
Well, Clyde, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, well, how could you... Do you have any friends?
Well, sure. Well, just a couple years ago, my neighbor, Ed Beasley, he lent me his lawnmower.
No, Clyde, I'm not talking about lending someone your lawnmower here. I'm talking about personal relationships, human interaction. Now, if people can't trust you, then how could there be any friendship? Trust is an essential to any relationship. Now, if we can't trust our neighbors, then who can we trust? I think we're left with a cold, impersonal society. Is the caller there?
I just want to agree with what you're saying, Phil. I live in Mr. Bowers' neighborhood, and I have to tell you it's the most depressing, frightening situation imaginable. My family and I are literally hostages in our own home. My kids haven't been out in the yard for 2 years. Well, no one in the neighborhood trusts him, except for the late Ed Beasley.
Is this Bob Hogan?
Well,
it is, isn't it?
Now, what did he just make your list there?
Well, let's just say if I was him, I wouldn't use my water pick this week.
But now, listen, Clyde. Now, wouldn't you agree that's the hurting people and maybe even killing them for fun, that it degrades or at least lowers the value of life itself?
Well, sure, if you believe that a man's life has value. And I don't believe all that. I mean, this whole concept of an imaginary God and some preordained purpose for man, nah. My philosophy is eat, drink, and be merry for, how's that go? Oh, tomorrow we die, especially in my neighborhood.
I'm glad I don't live in your neighborhood. Ronnie, we're running out of time. You want to have that last call?
Yes, Mr. Bowers.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering, doesn't your conscience bother you?
Oh, no, not at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with what I believe.
But where do you get these beliefs? I mean, what's right and what's wrong? Do we believe the Bible, or do we believe mythology, or fairy tales, or even Cosmopolitan?
Well, that's a good point. You know, I believe that you have to get your philosophy from a lot of different sources. Lately, you know, I've been getting a lot from Top 40 Radio. This whole Michael Jackson thing, Beat It. Now, that's good stuff. And those other fellas, what is it? Oh, Whip It. And how do they whip it? They whip it good.
Well, regardless of all that, Mr. Bowers, we're really out of time. We want to thank you for being here, for your time this afternoon. And we want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your questions and your opinions.
You've been watching The Phil Montague Show, brought to you by Miss Clearhole Hairspray. Hairspray of the stars. Marlo uses it, and so does Phil.
Okay, you're listening to KBAM, your nuclear fallout station for the greater Northwest sector. KBAM weather forecast for day 3 after the big blast. Hot. Highs in the high 280s and scattered mushroom clouds. Chances are 95% for a heavy acid rain sometime this evening. KBAM Sports for an update on that Raider-Packer game. The Raiders were annihilated. Not by the Packers, they were just annihilated. Hey, we'll be going to our phones in a little bit. We've cooked up something really special. You know, in the past 3 days, we've each lost many loved ones, but I know that deep down inside, we're all wondering how this all affects Victoria Principal. Well, I'll be talking to Victoria the Body Principal on the phone from her shelter, so stay tuned. Say, Mom, if your kids are getting a little fed up with canned rations, Sal's Market has fresh cucumbers at the low price of 9 cents a ton. Yes, lately Sal's been growing them big, and you'll just light up when you bite into one of Sal's fresh cucumbers. So bring your truck by and pick one up. You're listening to KBAM, your nuclear fallout station. Kick back, don't worry about a thing, and enjoy the fireworks. And now, let's listen to that great hit from the 50s, Shabam Boom Boom!
Shabam boom boom, la 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 la, shabam boom boom, la 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 la, shabam boom boom, la 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 la, shabam boom boom, la 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 la, shabam boom boom, la 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 la, shabam boom boom.
Hello and welcome to the sporting event of the year, the Spouses Super Bout. I'm Len Summers, and along here with me in the booth is our commentator, 3-time Super Bout champion, Jeff Mullins. Jeff, I'm looking for quite a contest today.
That's right, Len. You don't get to the Super Bout without being the best, and that is certainly the case in today's matchup.
It certainly is. And for the Midwest Husbands, a 10-year pro at the peak of his career, Walt Donaldson. And challenging Walt for the New England Wives, just recently coming into her own, Linda Donaldson.
You know, these two couldn't be better matched, Len. In Walt, we have toughness and strong reasoning abilities. And with Linda, we're going to see those ever-mounting emotions along with verbal quickness. It's going to be a real battle.
Well, we're excited here, and we're glad you could join us. The game's about to begin, so let's go down to the field for the opening kickoff. Linda opens. Right now she seems calm, seemingly very peaceful.
Len, she's either suppressing or she's just trying to establish the pace.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Walt.
When's dinner going to be ready?
In about an hour.
An hour? Why so late?
Hey, Dinner doesn't just magically appear, you know. It takes time.
Good sarcasm by Linda.
Why didn't you start earlier?
I've been busy.
Busy doing what?
Well, I had to take your pants to the
Obviously
cleaner.
not fixing up the house. How can you sit around all day in this mess?
Oh, there we have it, the first real attack of the game!
Walt does a fabulous move here, Len. He does a double maneuver. First, he interrupts. Then he makes an insult about Linda's housekeeping, which changes the subject.
Let's see it again on instant replay.
Busy doing what?
Little bite there.
Well, I had to take your pants to the
Obviously
cleaner.
not fixing up the house.
Hey, there it is, Len. He gives Linda no time to respond.
How can you sit around all day in this mess?
This shows Walt's experience. He attacks her housekeeping and her laziness all in the same statement.
Let's get back to live action.
Sit around all day. Is that what you think? I suppose the dwarf comes in at night and cleans your socks.
Very funny. Well, if I'm gonna have to wait for my dinner, I might as well read the newspaper. Where is it?
It's still out in the yard. I forgot to get it.
Forgot to get it? Do you ever get it?
I get it all the time, Walt.
When? You never go out and get it. I always have to get it.
Oh, what aggression! Walt is scoring big!
Len Walt is a pro, that's all there is to it. Now watch this. This is brilliant. He's gonna set her up here.
Very funny. Well, if I'm gonna have to wait for my dinner, I might as well read the newspaper.
Walt knows very well she hasn't brought the paper in. Let's move ahead.
I get it all the time, Walt.
Now, Linda is vulnerable here. She's on the defense. Walt counters with rubbing it in.
You never go out and get it. I always have to get it.
You see, what he's using here is gross exaggeration. He uses the words never and always. It's quite effective, and Walt executes it well.
He's the best in the league, and he's really on a streak here. Linda'd better act soon, or she may have to wait until next year. Let's get back to the field.
Well, maybe your mother should move in with us. Then you'd have your paper and your dinner on time.
My mother? Don't bring my mother into this.
Why not? You already brought her into our marriage.
Oh, a turnaround, and Linda scores!
Just when we counted Linda out, she comes back once again with sarcasm. As I said before, Len, it's her strength. And when it's applied to family, it can be deadly.
Oh, I'm not sure Walt can come back after that. It was devastating!
Look, you're making this whole thing into a fight. I just wanted to know when we were having dinner.
Walt's trying to regain control.
Well, maybe if you would buy me a microwave oven, dinner would be ready.
We can't afford a microwave.
Well, Walter, we were able to afford those golf clubs last
Golf
summer.
clubs are a little cheaper than a microwave.
George bought Carol a microwave.
Whoa, we're seeing a lot of mind games here. Both parties are using comparisons, insinuations, recalling past fights.
Yes, you can feel it, Jeff. Tension is definitely mounting.
And notice Linda called Walt Walter.
Ooh, that's a good point, and a good play.
George? Are you saying you'd rather be married to George? Huh? Come on, Linda, would you?
This is great. This is what we've been waiting for. Linda goes into her famous silent treatment.
Emotions, emotions. What a weapon. I knew it was just a matter of time.
Look, just drop the whole thing. You're obviously upset.
Who's upset? I am not upset.
Wow, now it's emotional denial. Looks like Linda will score again.
Well, if you're not upset, maybe you will be now.
Ooh, right. Walt's back in the game. He counters with physical tantrums.
Linda's really in a corner now. A hush falls over the crowd. I don't believe it! Uncontrollable sobbing! Linda scores!
Yes, and the crowd loves it, Len. Linda's crying has totally disarmed Walt.
Linda's got the momentum now. It's up to Walt. Can he pull victory out of sore defeat?
Honey, I'm sorry. Look, I'm tired and I'm taking it all out on you.
No, honey, I'm sorry. I'm being childish.
Look, let's go into the den and we can talk about it.
But dinner,
Dinner can wait.
Yeah. Okay.
It's over! It's over and the marriage wins!
Glenn, this has been a great match. I was sure the way they were going at it that the marriage would lose. But we have a victory and the crowd loves it.
Yes, indeed. Let's see that thrilling victory one more time.
Honey, I'm sorry. Look, I'm tired and I'm taking it all out on you.
Hey, this is great, Len. Walt apologizes and really pinpoints the source of the argument.
No, honey, I'm sorry. I'm being childish.
here's a crucial play, Len. Linda also apologized.
Yes, but notice, Jeff, then she doesn't counter with blame.
Right. Instead, she admits a bad reaction to the situation on her part.
And they both walk away winners. Well, that's about it from the Super Bout. Hope you enjoyed this one as much as we did. This is Len Summers along with Jeff Mullins. Thanks for joining us. So long.
Oh, grabbing some coffee. Hey, it's about 1:15 on the Ed Hermans Talk Radio Show. I'm Ed Hermans. You know, maybe you need an ear, you need a little bit of advice. Be sure to call in because I care about you. You know, it's a cold, complex world out there, and maybe you need somebody to turn to. That's why I'm here. I'm Ed Hermans. I care about you. Pick up the phone, dial Ed Cares. Hey, line 1's flashing. Let's go to the phones. You're on with Ed Hermans.
Ed, I'm a widow with 3 small children,
Uh-huh.
and I've just been evicted.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do?
Well, do whatever you want to do. I mean, you got a brain, don't you?
Yes, I thought...
You thought, come on, lady, give me a break. I got enough problems of my own. Evicted. She probably doesn't even have a place to stay. Big deal. Hey, I'm Ed Hermans. I care about you. Let's go to line 2. You're on with Ed Hermans.
Oh, yeah, Ed.
You got it.
Oh, Ed, man, I need help. You gotta help me, Ed. I think I OD'd.
Okay, calm down. I'll talk you back to reality. What's your name?
Murray.
Okay, Murray, what'd you take?
Oh, you name it, Ed.
Mhm.
I got drugs all over the apartment. I'm flying, Ed.
Oh, well, watch out for small aircraft.
What?
There's some small aircraft in your area.
Oh, man, what a bummer.
Blowing people's minds on the Ed Hermans Talk Radio Show. Hey, just a quick comment for our listeners. Tomorrow we have a special topic here on the Ed Hermans Talk Radio Show. Our topic is illegal aliens, and we'll actually have an officer of the Federal Immigration Board here with me in the studio. So if you know of an illegal alien, or maybe you are one yourself, be sure to call in, give your name and address. We'll be sure to help you out. Yeah, it's just another service because I care about you. Let's go back to the phones. Line 3, you're on with Ed Hermans.
Ed, I want a divorce.
Mavis, why you call me on the air?
It's the only place I could reach you.
Mavis.
Oh, face it, Ed, our marriage is a wash. I'm taking the kids with me.
Kids? I didn't know we had any kids.
Well, what did you think they were? House plants?
Look, Mavis, I can't talk now. I'm helping people with their problems
You're
here.
gonna regret the day you married me.
Oh, women callers, what a pain. Look, are there any men out there? Hi, men, come on, pick up the phone. Let's go to line 4. With any luck, you'll be a man.
Hello? Is this Ed Herman?
Hola, ¿qué pasa?
Ed Herman?
¿Qué ponente pronto?
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have the wrong number.
No sense of humor whatsoever. I mean it. Hey, running out of time. Let's move on. Line 5, you're on with Ed Hermans.
Yeah, Ed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller and a little nervous, I guess.
Oh, it's good to have you on.
I've been listening to your show today, and frankly, I can't believe you, Ed.
Oh, where are you coming from, pal?
Well, you haven't helped anybody.
Huh?
I mean, don't you have any sense of caring or compassion?
Well, of course I do. I mean,
how do you sleep at night?
Horizontal. How do you sleep?
Come on, Ed. You don't really care about anybody, do you? I mean, all I've heard is, Ed cares. But you really couldn't care
Hey,
less, could
look,
you?
buddy, who have you helped today? Right now, I got some freak strung out on heavens knows what, and you say I don't care. That takes a lot
You're
of gall.
a rip-off,
A
Herman.
rip-off,
You
huh?
don't even
Oh,
care.
yeah. Maybe sometime he'll have his own show. He can tell the world about it. Says I don't care. Hey, I gotta care. I'm on the radio. Hey, that's our show for today. Tune in tomorrow to the Ed Hermans Talk Radio Show. Maybe you're down and out. You need somebody to turn to. Turn to this man, Ed Hermans, because I care about you. Until next time, remember, Ed cares. He really does.
Fadscene with your host and moderator, Theta Williams.
Hi, I'm Theta Williams. Tonight on Fadscene, I'll be examining 2 current fads as we debate punk versus preppy. Joining me will be preppy advocate Charlene Nini Mendenthal.
I mean, my total life is being threatened. I got a B- in poli-sci. Well, if Mommy hadn't talked with Teach, I would have barked right on my alligator.
And I'll be talking with punk leader Rash Melton.
My jewelry has purpose. I mean, like, who's to say when you're gonna need a safety pin?
Enjoy the fireworks as we investigate two fads that dictate today's lifestyles. Will they become cultural dinosaurs like the disco craze and the hippie movement before it?
Guy, the dark you cut your hair seems to have cut your clothes, too.
My clothes are like a statement, you know, of the mangled lives in our society.
I think you mean in the gutter.
How about me pinning my designer label right on your designer head, huh?
That's Fadscene tonight at 9. Regardless of what you base your life on before it's out of style, join me, Vetta Williams, for Fadscene. I'll talk about anything, as long as it's as trendy as this show.
Fadscene, right here on this station, for now.
Hello, I'm Clark Phillips for Passing Through. I'm out here on the street asking the question, what's gospel to you? Let's see, here comes a young lady. Miss, what's gospel to you?
What's gospel to me? Well, my boyfriend Vikki, for sure. He's totally awesome. I mean, like, I fully believe everything he says.
And you must be bunky. Yeah.
See?
Okay, thank you. Moving on here. Ma'am, what's gospel to you?
Oh, well, the National Enquirer. The article about the UFO giving Jackie Kennedy a cure for cancer really changed my life.
It obviously did. Well, thank you very much. Sir, what is gospel to you?
Most definitely, the Dow Jones report. If they make one mistake, I could be as destitute as, well, this poor slob. Oh.
You got a dime?
Thank you. Thank you both. Here's a young gentleman. Sir, what's gospel to you?
Well, Clark? Clark Phillips?
Yeah, have you seen me on TV?
No, it's me, Richard Menza.
Spudhead?
Yeah!
I'm sorry, do they still call you Spudhead?
Oh, yeah. So Clark, it's been a long time, huh? Hey, you still party like a banshee?
No, I've changed a lot since those days. I'm a Christian now.
You? A Christian? Clark Phillips?
Cut the camera, Fred.
Hey, the guy who used to drink beer through his nose?
Well, yeah, but...
Hey, the guy who buried Penny Hansen's dog up to its neck in a flower bed?
Well, it was a small dog.
The guy who freaked out in the waterbed store with an ice pick?
Yeah. I did reimburse them, you know.
Hey, I can't believe it. Fast Times Phillips fizzles out. What made you do it?
Well, I was miserable, Spudhead, and, you know, I knew there had to be something more to life.
Are you kidding? Hey, what about all the fun that we had? Some famous Saturday nights.
Listen, Spudhead, Saturday nights don't last forever. Knowing God does.
Yeah? Well, so what are you doing out here?
Well, I work with a local station, and I'm interviewing people on the street.
Hey, great! Hey, you want to interview me?
Yeah. Now, the question is, what's gospel to you?
Huh?
Well, Spudhead, what do you live your life by?
Oh, I got a place right next to Wally's Tire Warehouse.
No. I mean, have you ever thought of living your life the way God meant it to be lived?
Gee, Clark, you saying I should move?
No. Look, maybe we could talk about this. Just, you haven't heard too much, have you?
No, not really. I kind of been...
Leave it to Squirrellie. With Hugh Budford, Barbara Billingsworth, Tommy Dow, and Jerry Smathers. He's Squirrellie.
Gee, Eddie, well, this is really neat, huh? Well, Family Day at my dad's office.
Oh, it's no big deal. I've seen lots of offices in my day. Why, my old man's office is as big as a warehouse.
Gee, Eddie, well, I thought your dad worked in a warehouse.
Don't get smart. So what time is it, Squirt?
Oh, hey, well, it's almost time for that big executive luncheon. We better get upstairs.
Yeah, don't want to keep the big boys waiting. Who knows, when they see how smart I am, they may hire me right on the spot.
Well, I don't think they'll hire you if they find that out, Eddie.
Very funny. So where are you going, Squirt?
Well, I'm going back to stairs.
The stairs, but the elevator's right here.
Well, I know, Eddie. Well, but the sign says use the stairs.
It's all a scam, Sam. The bigwigs just put it there to keep it to themselves.
Well, I don't know, Eddie. Well, my dad says not to use it on account of my brake.
It might break. Hey, the radio in my car might break, but it doesn't keep me from using it, does it? Besides, we're late.
Well, I guess it'd be all right. Well, so long as we just go straight up.
Of course we'll go straight up. Where else you gonna go in an elevator? The Bahamas? 3rd floor, make it snappy, James. Hey, what happened?
The elevator stopped, Eddie.
What'd you do, Squirt?
Well, I didn't do nothing. I just pushed a button, that's all.
I don't care. I just gotta get out of here.
What's the matter, Eddie? You gotta go to the bathroom?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about survival. We could die down here.
Gee, Eddie. Really?
You know it, Squirt. These elevators have a mind of their own. One wrong move, we could wind up in China.
Golly, Eddie.
You gotta promise me something, Squirt. If I pass out, you'll give me mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Well, I don't know if I could do that, Eddie. Well, I never kissed a guy before. Well, I never even kissed a girl yet.
I'm not asking you to kiss me. I'm asking you to save my life.
Well, I don't know. Well, I seen Gus the fireman do it once. Well, it looks like kissing to me.
Squirrellie. Hey, Squirrellie.
Wally. Hey, Wally!
Hey, Squirrellie, is that you?
Yeah,
What are you doing down there?
Well, me and Eddie, we're kind of stuck in here, Wally.
Yeah, like sardines. I could explode at any minute.
Yeah. Boy, I thought Dad said not to take the elevator.
Well, golly, Wally. Well, Eddie's the one who said that we should...
Never mind all that. Just get me out of here before I have a heart attack.
Okay. Don't get excited, huh? I'll get Dad to find the janitor. Boy, are you gonna get it this time.
Yeah. Boy, I almost wish we weren't getting rescued now.
Too late for all that. I think I'm going under.
Well, what do you mean, Eddie?
I mean, all that stands between me and eternity is you, kid. It's now or never.
Don't die on me, Eddie. Don't die on me.
You'd miss me, huh, Squirt?
Well, no, Eddie. I just don't want to kiss you, that's all. Oh, hey, the elevator's going.
Yeah, we're moving.
Yeah.
See, Squirt? I told you there was nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh, Squirrellie.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello, Mr. Cheevers. You're sure looking well today.
Thank you, Eddie.
Not at all, sir. I'd like to stay and talk, but I gotta go throw up now.
Good. Well, Squirrel?
I guess you're gonna holler at me now, Dad?
Well, Squirrellie, I told you not to use the elevator.
Well, gee, Dad. Well, I know you said we shouldn't. Well, but Eddie said we should. But I said we shouldn't on account of you said we shouldn't. But Eddie said we should on account of we were late. Well, I didn't want to be late, and Eddie didn't want to be late, and you didn't want us to be late.
Squirrellie, if Eddie told you to steal money out of my wallet, would you do that too?
Gee, Dad. Well, I'd never do that. On account of all your money's in Mom's purse.
Squirrellie, my point is that you've got to learn that there are rules you have to live by, and you have to do what's right.
And I kind of did what was wrong?
Well, son, what if something had happened down there?
You mean, like if Eddie would have died down there?
Exactly. How would you have felt if Eddie had actually died down there?
Gee, Dad. Well, not as good as you would have felt, but...
Look, Squirrel, look, my point is that you have to be responsible for your actions. You have to realize that they have an effect on others.
Yeah. Well, they could affect me, too.
No, that's right.
Well, I never felt so creepy before.
No. Good. Now, come on, son. Your mother and Wally are waiting.
Dad.
Yeah?
Well, before we go, could I ask you a question?
Oh, what is it, son?
Well, if a guy said his life depended on it, well, would you ever kiss him?
Son, come here. Come here. I got it.